Greetings, everybody. And today I have in front of me Adam Parr, and he's the Positivity Podcast, the host and creator and a founder. And he's also the life coach. He's a public figure, and he's calling us from the UK. How are you doing today, Adam?
Hey, no, I'm really, really good, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
How's the Queen doing?
Yeah, I think she's okay. I think she's locked down like all of us at the minute, so she's just probably at home.
That's good. Make sure to take care of it. I remember when I visited London, like years ago, before everything came out, and I had the privilege to be in a special place where the Queen has been hosting and has been holding her doves there. And I had the
Yeah.
privilege to kind of like, I could not touch them, of course, or feed them, but at least just to sit by them. I was kneeling. I had the
Hmm.
pictures also. It was such a great experience. And also when I went to the Shakespeare one actor stage, and I saw
Hmm.
the what the England is all about. It was just magnificent,
Hmm.
amazing. And your Shakespeare was tiny guy, tiny dude.
Yeah.
He probably not
Yeah.
didn't eat any hamburgers or anything like that, fast food. So, but he was a tiny, tiny, tiny dude and stuff. So you have a lot of history out there, and I absolutely love and adore to learn so much about that. One of the most the ancient, and most the oldest bridges in the world that you guys have right there
Hmm.
in a smaller city there. So Adam, I know that you have struggled with the PTSD in your life, and you are doing so much right now, and you decided to also become a mindset life coach. So
Hmm.
tell me a little bit about your childhood and how did it start?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I kind of, when I was around the age of 13, 14, I was around the wrong kind of people. I wasn't really thinking about what I was doing. And, I was kind of chasing my ego, to be honest. And it kind of resulted me in, having an accident where, I fell for a skylight on a building, on a roof. And from that accident, I had, PTSD, anxiety, and depression. So that kind of all happened kind of all at once at the same time. And for me, that moment was a bit of a wake up call. It was allowing me to kind of reassess my life, what I was doing, what I kind of wanted to do, the direction I wanted to go into. And, my childhood was okay, but around that period of my life, I was around the wrong people and my attention wasn't really on the right things, if that makes sense. So, I mean, that event caused me to really look at myself and to really kind of reassess my life. And then as time's gone on, I became a life coach. I qualified in that and really kind of, thinking more about mental health and helping other people and providing value through that. If that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be on this kind of course that I'm on, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's been quite a journey. That happened when I was 14, and I'm 26 now. And between then and now, I've tried different things out, different jobs. But in the past couple of years, I've really kind of homed in on, my kind of passions and interests.
Yeah. And you have achieved a lot, like what I have described, introduced you with, it's a minor to what you're doing right now. And what I really like about you, Adam, and you are really, truly, genuinely like to help people. Every time I have some kind of questions or some kind of need some help, and I say, hey, Adam, do you have
Yeah,
5 minutes? And you always respond, and 2 hours later we are still talking about the things and trying to you're genuinely trying to find the time and connect people and always help
yeah,
people and just be there with the people. So that was just something that genuine in you, and you really expand. So I know you have most amazing guests on your podcast. So what is your special message and a mission for your podcast?
yeah. No, I really appreciate that, Alona. And I'm grateful that we're connected and friends. And I think like my mission for my podcast, is like providing value. A bit like yours. Providing value, connecting with people, and my aim is to connect with people, provide value, and to keep on having in-depth conversations with people and connecting with people from different backgrounds and to hear people's different stories, because I think everyone has their own story and something to share, if that makes sense. I think we're all on our own path, and we can all kind of give some value and provide, some advice to other people who are listening and watching.
Yeah. Besides me, who was your most influential podcast guest?
Gosh, good question. I think like we had some great podcasts and we always have great shows. Influential guests. I mean, I've interviewed lots of people from all different backgrounds, from people who are very successful in their craft, in their field, and other people who are very kind of, humble and very, just starting out, if that makes sense. But I think, some influential people I've met, like Jara, who's in Los Angeles, she makes bracelets and things like that. Sally Her, what she's doing, we're acquainted with Sally Her.
Yes, I met her and we did with her as well.
Yeah, and people like those guys, and Brian and Greg, they're the military background, they're really supportive. So, lots of different people, really grateful to be acquainted with,
That's absolutely great. And I know that right now, like usually, like when we talk, we never talk like this. We always laugh, doing so many things in there. So, but the biggest thing that we usually talk about is your neighbor. I'm not gonna name his name, but
yeah, of course, yeah.
You live with my favorite chef on the planet. You are his neighbor. And every time we talk, you think I'm talking to you. No, I want to know how he's doing, making sure I say hi to him and stuff. But I'm not gonna like mention, but he is by far one of my favorite chefs on the planet. I am on his group, so he knows I'm there and such. So I'm just so just fascinated with the fact that you're part of his neighborhood and part of this, value that what he brings to your place. And then one day or another, I'll just come and visit him and say, hey, you remember me?
Yeah. Just throw like your book over his wall or something, like knock on his gate.
I know, right. Or meet him in the market where he usually shops and stuff to make
that's it.
But he's just magnificent. He's one of the best. Like I said, every time I want to cook something, I always go and say, okay, what is he doing? His style, he knows food like nobody else on the planet knows the food. So, and he has my attention and such. So, but Adam, in this during the pandemic time, that's when we connected, right? I think, during pandemic, it's like more closer. We did it a little bit before. So, how did you strive? So, what did pandemic bring to you? Like any positive things that came out of it? Can you share so you can maybe encourage somebody else out there the same way?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, we connected. I think like he was, one of the first people I kind of podcasted with, and the first kind of starting out. And I remember we tried doing it a couple of times on Skype, and this is before Zoom. And I remember it didn't work the first few times. So and I would recommend, with the pandemic, my experiences. We was in a lockdown in the UK, so I mean we're currently in a third lockdown right now. But in the beginning of like March time last year, I was unemployed, and I basically thought to myself, I've always wanted to do a podcast, for a couple of years. I've got time now to do that, so I just stepped out of my comfort zone and just started, doing audio. And one of my main bits of advice would be, just to start and just to be, try and be consistent, whether that's, one a month, one a week, a couple of months, just to keep on doing it and believe in yourself, and to network with people and to surround yourself with people who believe in you as well as, you believing in yourself. And just, I didn't start for a couple of years doing it because I was afraid what people were going to think. I was afraid how it's going to turn out. I was afraid of reaching out to people. I would send an email and then delete it because I didn't think they would reply. So once I started pushing myself out of that comfort zone and people started to reply, started to accept and getting their feedback, I was like, there's something that's working here. So just keep on doing it and keep on believing in yourself, and great things will open up for you. You just got to put in the work and the time.
That's absolutely right. I like that they use the word networking because everything kind of shut down. So you kind of have to reach out to somebody to kind of really see if there's any human beings out there, if the world is still existing. So, and yes, I can also like, echo on that because I have met so many people that I cannot even explain that came out from this something negative as the world had experienced pandemic, but it actually brought so many networking, so many talents towards my way, so many friendship that I have endured during this time through the networking. And knowing you, introduced me to Saliha, and then she introduced me to someone else that we're doing the projects together right now, like all 14 of us, under my project. So this it's coming out very soon. So I'm very excited about that. So I cannot wait for the world to know how you guys influence each other and how you guys planting the seed one day at a time and one networking person at a time as well. And Adam, I'm so proud of you, really, what you do. And we usually don't talk like this. It's very unusual for us to sit, stare, and kind of like trying to like behave right now. Usually, like we're very like lively. We're always like do so many things, and my favorite time is when we like gather together over the tea, and I tease you with my chocolates, and then next day you come with your chocolate and you're like, I have my chocolate. You have your European chocolates, and I'm like, that's not fair. I won't want to. But then we're having such a great time. So I'm very proud of you, and I'm so helpful and so blessed to be your mentor and your friend on your side to try to like make the best best out of you and the best of this world. And if I can help you in any ways, how to reach me, and I'll be always your biggest cheerleader, Adam. What you do out there is magnificent. So thank you so much. Don't forget to say hi to the queen, and hello, personal hello from me to your neighbor.
Yeah, definitely will.